Is it needed? Yes. Is it always going to work out the way you think? No. No, it's not. But we need it. See, all of us are physical beings, and those who have been born again are spiritual beings. You have that new man that needs to be encouraged and refreshed and prayed for, and you need it. You need it. And it's okay to ask people to pray for you. Now, you don't have to go around and give everyone all the details. Just say, could you pray for me? And you want to be careful who you tell to pray for you and how much you tell them. Because, they have those 3 tellas. They have telephone, telegraph, and tell that person, and everyone will know. You don't want to do that. People that you trust, people can go through and say, would you just pray for me? And they say, well, what can I... Listen, just go to God on my behalf. He already knows what I want. Could you say, pray for my pastor? Pray for me. Pray for them. Listen, God already knows the detail. He just needs the saints to intercede on our behalf. You know what one of the saddest parts of the Scripture is in the Old Testament? That you have Moses, one of the greatest men of God there, who every time someone else got in trouble, he prayed for them. He interceded for them, for Aaron and Miriam and the other people, all the people who fell. He prayed for them to God. He falls and no one intercedes for him. No one prayed for Moses. Aaron didn't. Miriam didn't. The other priest didn't. No one prayed for Moses when he needed it the most. Isn't that sad? Why don't we start looking for people, and even if you see something going on in someone's life, they're having a hard time, you don't need to know what that hard time is. Why don't you start praying for them? So, Lord, there's something going on in their life. I don't know what it is, but you do. They need you right now. Could you please help them? Could they hear your voice? Could you meet their needs? Whatever it is, I don't know what the details are, but I can tell something's not right in their life, and I know they need you. Would you help them? See, sometimes we think we need an invitation to pray for people. Now, Paul asked for it, and it's okay to do that. But if you see someone suffering, you don't need to wait for them to ask you. You can just pray. People that you know well, and you come in contact with them, you know whether they're doing okay or not. And you say, what's wrong? Oh, nothing. And you know they're lying. You can go, liar, liar, pants on fire. I know something's wrong. Tell me what it is. Well, sometimes you don't need to know what it is. And sometimes it's so long, if you do ask what it is, they might have the next 2 hours of your time. And that's okay too if you got that much time, but the best thing you can do is pray for them. Pray for them. And Paul, once again, appealed to the church. Pray for him. And we'll just close with this challenge. Would you pray for those you see that you know something's wrong? Would you just take time and really go to your knees and pray for them? Would you pray for those you haven't seen in a while and God just puts them on your heart and you wonder why? Well, it's because they need prayer. They need prayer. And I'll close with this one illustration. Years ago, Dr. James Dobson had a severe heart attack. He had a severe heart attack. The testimony of that was that multiple people all over the United States had an urge to pray for him at the same time. Just a God urge to pray for him. I remember one guy's testimony was, I was on my roof shingling, trying to get everything done before the rain was coming. And God revealed to me I should pray for Dr. Dobson. And I tried to work, and God said again, you need to pray for him now. I got off the roof, and I got on my knees and started praying for him. If God puts someone on your heart, it's probably because they need your prayers right now. Right now. So when something comes to your mind, you need to pray for so-and-so, why don't we just stop and pray for them right now, immediately, because they're in a battle, something's going on, they need intercessors immediately. And quite honestly, let's be honest. If you think you're going to pray for some later, don't you forget about them because life goes full speed ahead. That means they never got that covering of intercessory prayer that God said you need to pray for them right now. Pray for them later. And later on, you forgot all about them. And the worst thing about that is they come up to you, thank you for praying for me. You go, I didn't. Just pray for them. Matter of fact, right now we're going to pray. And we give the invitation, and Bruce is going to be with me, and we invite you. If you want prayer for any reason, we want to pray for you. And we have on our bulletin, there's prayer requests. You can write them down, and people pray for you. We have a prayer chain that people are going to lift your name up. And there's prayer hotlines in a lot of places. They don't need to know everything. But if you need prayer, listen, God's people is the place to go to get it. We don't need to know the details. You can say, listen, Pastor, could you pray for me? I'm really struggling right now. I just need prayer. That's all we need to know. You want to share more than that? That's fine. And maybe someone came to your mind this morning that you haven't prayed for a while. You feel guilty. And you say, Pastor, could we just pray for someone? We just pray right now for this person? I feel like they need it. Well, that's fine. It's fine. That's what this time is, for you to respond to God's invitation. I know some churches are getting away from it. I just don't think I ever can. I've seen God work so many times at the end of His message. Why would you want to take that away?